Hi. Well, I wanted to get back to you with the video because I really suck at writing, so I figured I'd just give it to you in a video right away. Reading here on your comments, let's see. Okay, there's no proof that them coming to Japan. Okay, no proof that the Chinese like Lin Kuei or ninjutsu came to Japan or like a possible link or anything like that. And I was thinking about that, and usually secret societies, they're very secret. So I mean, if they did go that way, maybe they're very secret about what they were doing. That's really the only thing I could think of why maybe there's no really there's not too many proof. I know that the Japanese are known for writing stuff down, contracts, or even if they're gonna kill somebody, they won't get detailed in their contract, but they write contracts and they won't talk about what they've done for their lords or stuff like that. But I think it definitely has a big influence from the Japanese. I think it's more than somebody just taking a visit to China and then coming home. I think maybe some of that did take place, but I think some people had to leave China, and they couldn't I'm sure they couldn't just waltz into Japan. I'm sure they didn't really like each other. It's like red ants and black ants, fire ants. They just ain't gonna get along, even though they're both Asians. Now we all know that whenever we're different in the schoolyard, we don't get along. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe they went to the mountains and they met up with other people that are trying to stay away from society as well. And let's see what else you got going on here. Samurai, no difference. The ninja were samurai at some stages, and they were landowning samurai. Now that I do agree with in a lot of levels. I don't think they were all like that, but I think a lot of them were exactly like that, how you said. So I don't really have nothing to say about that. I agree with you on that. Okay, now you say here, there is no ninja martial art. All of the ninja would learn the samurai fighting arts. There was no ninja martial art. There is a Hatsumi creation. In the warring period, samurai was not as you think. The 4-class system came in 1603. So to be a warrior was to be a samurai. So in the war, the ninja were warriors. So there's no difference between the people coming together. It was the original clans of the Koga and the Vigo. Okay. I'm a little iffy on that one because it all depends. And then see, what is martial art? You know what I mean? Is it just fighting? Is it, or is it more than that? Is it spiritual? Is it conditioning, mentally, physically, spiritually, all that stuff, Like in Japanese martial arts, samurai arts, there is flower arranging. Now that's considered a martial art. Is it really a practice that makes you deadlier, or is it going to make you stronger? Is it going to make your nuts harder? I don't think so, but is it really a martial art? I don't know. Flower arranging, that was something that they did so that they could not experience like being gay, but like experience a more softer side to them. And I think it just depends on what you consider to be a martial art. All right, I had to cut that a little bit because I had a customer. But now what I was saying is now in Japan, since all these things could, like flower arranging can be considered a martial art. Can spying or stealth walking or all of these different skills, can they be considered a martial art? And I think yes, because I mean it's kind of goes beyond Saturday afternoon karate, with the family. It's not just kicking and punching or a concept of you just being able to go to the grocery store and protect yourself. It's a whole concept of counterintelligence, counter assassinations, sabotage, I mean, like these guys weren't just had a school just so they can teach the local kids. I mean, they really had these schools so they can go out and use these skills, to survive, make money, or whatever. But and then to say like if the ninja, if they didn't have their own martial art, like their own fighting system, that would be weird to say too, because like, you know a lot of I read somewhere, and I'm gonna have to dig into my books now because you got me thinking. So now I'm gonna have to dig into my books a little bit, so that I can show you that I'm not just pulling this out of my behind. But I mean, you would think like samurai warriors and stuff that they would practice with swords and spears, like traditional style weapons. But I did read somewhere where like one of the first people to actually wield like a sickle and a chain was some samurai guy, and I can't remember his name or who it was, but I'm gonna have to look that up and find that out. But my impression is like, if you're gonna be using weapons like a sickle or a small knife or something like that. See, most of these ninja weapons or tools, they're farmers' tools. That's what they are. They're sickles so they can field so they can cut the the fields and stuff. These knives are they're most of these things are things that you use in the garden. So I mean, I would think that these people came up with their own fighting methods, knowing samurai art, or knowing how a samurai fights, because I mean, a samurai will usually fight with his sword or a spear, and maybe samurai styles did come up with the chain themselves. I'm not sure. I have to do some more digging up on that. But I mean, where would the hand claws come from? Where would the chains and the throwing stars? Because all these different unorthodox or like weird type of weapons, like other than a sword. You usually see a group of samurai together, and they're all gonna have swords. You see a group of ninja together, then I mean, one of them might have a sword, one might have a chain and a sickle, one might have a stick. I mean, I think that they showed them all these techniques, all these different things, weapons, how to fight, and all that. And then once you learn all that, then they just kind of send you out there and let experience kind of be your teacher. And what works, and with what doesn't work are the ninjas that don't come home. But that's just my overview on that. And let's see what else we got here. Okay, the MMA thing. You think that all martial arts is MMA, that only the sports martial arts would be MMA. I can agree with that, actually. Martial arts in Japan were taught like in families or schools. See, in the ninja families, you would learn ninjutsu alongside your martial arts. I don't know, like that's the same thing I just talked about. Like I think some ninja clans were leaning more towards like samurai, and I think some ninja clans are leaning more type like Yamabushi, like mountain monks and stuff, or and I don't know. That's my thought on that. So, like I said, I'm gonna have to get my books and stuff and get a little bit more organized. But I thought I should get back to you right away on that. So, my main focus is I'm thinking like. I think even if it was just spying or anything like that, I think that's a martial art too. Riding a horse, learning how to climb up a wall. If it's all together in a system where you're learning all this stuff so that you can ride a horse, climb a wall, infiltrate, steal intelligence, and get back and never being seen, and maybe slice a couple of dudes up in the shadows, I would call that a martial art. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think, and thank you, and keep on training, and I'm glad you're out there looking for the truth and stuff. But thank you.